Anyways, let's get back to the topic, shall we, chat? Shall we? So, I read one of my comment sections, right? Specifically talked about the Taiga situation. And if I remember correctly, that one girl, right, that was like kind of like talking about the lolly group or something like that, right? And I think if I remember correctly, she like did a cover on Taiga, who Taiga is a Shotokan. If I remember correctly. And then I'm not really too sure. Like I don't know. It's been like a while. It's been like a while since we kind of like watched that one, that specific video. But apparently Taiga got completely deplatformed. And I was just like, "What? Are you serious?" So I'm just kind of a little bit baffled on hearing Taiga getting deplatformed. Granted, I don't know who Taiga is, right? Because like I said, I'm not gonna go search up, VTubers, because I'm just busy kind of like just doing my own thing, with my own community and just, having fun, And, this is my knowledge of the VTuber community, right? Of who's who, It's like basically kind of like I guess you could say, like, do I know celebrities? Do you know the celebrities or so? And I'm just like, if you ask me, if you tell me like who are the new celebrities now these days, right? I don't even know who the fuck are the new celebrities now these days. I'm just gonna be like, I don't know who that is. I know who is Robert Downey Jr. He's the Iron Man guy. The guy from Ace Ventura. I don't know his real name, but I know he's the guy from Ace Ventura. That one dude who has basically the voice of God or so. I don't know his name. Yeah, I don't know his name, to be honest. So yeah, like I said, I don't really know. Like I said, I don't know much about Hollywood shit specifically when it comes to names. So it's gonna be the same thing when it comes to like VTubers, right? Like there's some that I know, right? Like there are some, right? Like I do know some of the big major ones, right? But I don't really like watch them as much at the moment, just because I'm busy kind of doing my own thing. So, but I know some, but I don't really know too many. I don't really know too many indies. I know a few indies, some of the bigger indies, but I kind of like, But let's take a look.
Guys are here. So today we're going to take some time and talk about the ongoing Taiga situation. I know a lot of people have been waiting for my coverage of what's going on, but I wanted to take my time to craft this video in a way that's actually going to be productive, or hope to be productive, for Taiga's situation and also for Taiga's reputation that continues to be smeared by false allegations. So who is Taiga? Well, they are a femboy.
Oh, that's his name. He's a femboy. Oh, this is the first time hearing this.
VTuber who's been around for many years. In fact, their YouTube channel was approaching 200,000 subscribers. Unfortunately, about a month and a half ago, his channel was removed entirely from YouTube, and the policy that he apparently violated was nudity and sexual content.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay.
Now, Taiga does make some content that is lewder, but it is nothing close to full-on nudity or explicit sexual content. In fact, the type of content he makes is very common in the VTubing scene among channels that don't get their entire channel taken away, like
femboy sniffer. Oh my god. I see, Chad. I see how you are. I see how you are. Okay, I see how you are.
Yes.
And this explains so much of your guys' attitude towards me.
Fortunately, his appeal to this decision would be rejected on July 2nd. However, the very next day, his channel would suddenly return with an official statement from YouTube saying their content is free to exist on YouTube. However, 6 hours after that, the channel was removed again. Just
dude, that fucking sucks balls. Holy shit, dude. Like, okay, so you don't get your YouTube channel back, but then, like, what is it? Did you say the following day, right? The following day, or a few hours or so, your channel comes back, but then a few hours later, your channel gets fucking deleted again? Man, that's just, I ain't gonna lie, that fucking kind of sucks in my personal opinion. Hey, Supreme.
6 hours later after returning, and besides the cruelty of dangling this channel in front of Taiga and then taking it back, also Taiga had gotten their silver play button for getting 100,000 subscribers during all of this mess. And on top of that, it just showed...
Wow, that's just literally a big FU or so, you know? Like, literally, he received his, like, play button. He received his play button, and then, like, they just got rid of it. I will unban you so I can ban you again.
Shows the inconsistency of YouTube and its policies, where 1 minute your content is totally fine for the platform and even monetizable, and then 6 hours later
so
that
funny.
same content
That's such a big like FU moment. That is such a troll moment. I'm gonna be honest with you. It is pretty funny, but it kind of sucks though, but it's very fucking funny.
So dangerous, it has to be removed entirely. And to make the situation even worse, shortly after that...
What the fuck? His Twitter is gone? Holy shit. Okay, alright. He got completely deplatformed. What the hell happened here?
Taiga's official Twitter account would be suspended. Now, looking at everything going on, clearly there's some false reports, and over the years, Taiga has amassed a lot of harassers, including some stalkers. Now, why does this all happen? Well, those are intertwined with a series of false allegations that Taiga was facing. False allegations that accused him of grooming someone. Now, those have been since debunked and also Taiga exonerated. However, during the time of that exoneration and also after he was exonerated, a lot of people in the VTubing scene continued to spread these false allegations and to slander Taiga. Now, there's been multiple people in the VTubing scene who are responsible for a lot of the damage done.
Of course it has to be the VTuber community. You know, they can't do their due diligence and do their own research, you know, that all of this has been debunked, you know, but apparently people can't seem to understand the grasp of that nature, so they decide to take the information from what other people are talking about, even though the information is not even correct at all, you know. That's literally fucking Twitter in and on itself in a nutshell.
To Taiga's reputation, we're first going to look at Marina VT. We have
no shot that this person is back in the fucking news? You're cracking, mommy? I'm probably a better mommy than you are, to be honest, in my personal opinion. And I'm just saying that because I am. I'm not saying that I'm not saying for gloating or anything like that. It's a true fucking fact.
We've talked about Marina before. She is constantly in controversy. She's stirring up drama and also is a support.
She's a mommy that likes to start drama. Bruh, are you serious? You can't be joking, right? It sounds like a 40-year-old who's been single for like a long ass time trying to find a date or so, but then unfortunately has like cats or so and is upset and grumpy and likes to fight anybody who's in a relationship. That's what it really gives me, to be honest.
Supporter of the Hogwarts Legacy harassment campaign. She was also the VTuber who falsely believed a few months ago that she could stream a nude VTuber model on Twitch, where she would eventually...
Yeah, that's the one. That specifically is the one that I know of her, is where she fucking decided to stream fucking nude or so on stream. And then on top of that, right, she put her fucking Rule 34 art in the corner of her stream or so on top of that.
Eventually be temporarily suspended But on top of that, she has had it out for Taiga for years. She has been harassing and slandering Taiga for years.
What does this say? Hopefully this is the last time I have to talk about this. Every time you or your followers post about me, accuse me of things that are false, or just keep bringing up the situation, it forces me to have to keep bringing up the facts and the very screenshots you keep trying to.
And you can see posts, even ones that have recent replies as recent as 2023, where she has used what is now debunked evidence to claim that Taiga is this dangerous person, needs to be blacklisted from the VTubing scene, and also that he is some kind of a predator.
To be honest, maybe you should be the one being blacklisted from the VTuber community if you're trying to start shit with another VTuber for no apparent reason, you know? And you call yourself a mommy VTuber. To be honest, you put mommy VTubers to shame in my personal opinion, but hey, that's just me, right?
Predator. And you can see other members of the VTubing scene jumping on this, friends of Marina, supporting this false narrative about Taiga, and that checks out because, as a former friend here has commented, apparently at the time Marina, for a good period of time, was encouraging her friends to support these slanderous posts about Taiga, and the reason she was doing all this was not for justice, it wasn't for bringing awareness, it was simply made because she had it out for Taiga. And even after learning that he had been exonerated, she kept making posts claiming that he is some predator. And when finally confronted with all this stuff, we would see a response from Marina, her attempt at an apology.
You know, and I will even, if Taiga watches this, like, I am sorry.
And of course, if we're talking about...
What the fuck?
From Marina, her attempt...
Can I read this real quick? Folks, let's recall something. Remember that Kuri Rinji made a stream covering the Marina VT drama, right? In this stream, there are 3 VTubers calling out Marina for what she did to Taiga, and she joined the call and she made a response, "I am sorry." Hey, as someone from the VTR at this time, she actively encouraged us to support her claims about Taiga behind the scenes as this was going on. Most of us weren't interested / or educated enough on the situation, of course, but she did have it out for Taiga and made it very clear. Dude, what the fuck is your problem? Like, honestly, you call yourself a mommy VTuber, but then for some apparent reason you're picking on a freaking femboy for no apparent reason? What's wrong with you? Like, are you really that bored with your life or so that you can't seem to entertain your own audiences? You can't have fun entertaining your own audiences to keep you distracted or something? Like, are you really that fucking bored or so for you to go mess with another VTuber that did nothing towards you whatsoever? And you call yourself a mommy VTuber? Get the fuck out of here, to be honest.
Attempt at an apology.
You know, and I will even, if Taiga watches this, like...
She also has a pretty masculine fucking female voice too as well.
I am sorry.
And of course, if we're talking about reputational damage in the VTubing scene involving Taiga, we have to talk about Nux Taku, who about 2 years ago made this collab video with who else but Moist Critical, where you can see it has 350,000 views. It was a VTuber drama tier list type video. And of course, Charlie is not super aware of a lot of the VTuber controversy, so Nux would have to explain them to him. And when Taiga came up, Taiga was described by Nux as a predator.
Is this HoloLive?
No, Taiga is an indie streamer who, I don't know the whole story, but Taiga was outed to be a
Oh, so you don't know the entire story, but you're basically calling him out that he's a predator. Interesting. Feminine urge to go after femboy. I'm gonna be honest with you. No, I'm not gonna say it. 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 You guys can understand what I'm basically thinking. If you listen to her if you listen to her speak again. So
I don't know the whole story, but oh, we want to talk about out of context, bro.
So yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. First of all, him saying that he was not aware of the full situation but then felt comfortable enough to slander Taiga is ridiculous. But eventually a lot of people would start harassing Taiga as a result of this clip, and eventually Taiga would challenge Nux Taku and basically say these are false allegations, and eventually Nux would leave a pinned comment where he addresses several things. First of all, trying to apologize, but also saying that he's aware that Taiga is being investigated by a private investigator who's looking into these claims made against them. This was made about 2 years ago, this pinned comment, and also he said if these allegations were proven to be untrue, he would likely make a follow-up video either with Charlie or somewhere separate, right? And you can see the impact of this pinned comment. It only has 169 likes all these years later, but the video itself has 350,000. Too little too late in many people's eyes, but we also have a public accusation being followed up with a private apology. He privately apologized to Taiga about this situation. But let's fast forward. So there was an investigation going on, and there was a private investigator who is specialized in these sorts of accusations who went in independently and looked at everything going on in this situation. This document is still available. You can find it on Twitter if you
really, are you serious? Holy shit, Jesus Christ.
Want to, but to sum it up, the private investigator found that this whole situation was based on unfounded claims. Essentially what happened was there was 3 individuals who were ex-members of Taiga's community who became disgruntled, and also some of them went on to stalk Taiga and came up with this scheme to slander them through all of these false accusations, including allegations of grooming. Now, as it turns out, a lot of the evidence was either completely faked or cropped out of context, or in many cases there was comments being made about fictional characters and they were being framed as comments about real people, and all of this.
Yeah, Nux does have some pretty dumb takes, to be honest. I don't really watch his content. It kind of like rarely pops up every so often, right? But there are some takes that are kind of like pretty dumb. I'm not gonna lie, you know. So
this was done to slander Taiga.
Now, do I hate him or anything like that? No, of course not. You know, I just disagree, you know, agree to disagree, you know, at the end of the day, right? It's just, it is what it is, right? I don't know the dude personally, right? He can be a good dude off screen with all I care, you know? So maybe he's just playing more of a character, you know, as he is on stream or when he's doing a video, you know? But maybe off stream he's a pretty chill dude, you know? I don't know. Like I said, agree to disagree, you know?
And as the evidence turns out, he was not guilty of any of these things, and the investigator exonerated Taiga. It's been a long time. That exoneration came out in 2022. We are now more than halfway.
Jesus Christ, 2 years ago? Holy shit, gee, oh my god.
Through 2024.
Roughly 2 years.
And we haven't heard any official response from Nux. In fact, the only mention I can find of Nux Taku regarding Taiga came about 6 months ago on the Some Ordinary podcast, where he mentions it about 20 minutes into the podcast, by the way, which was not about Taiga. It was just an offhand remark about false allegations.
Do things, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a past thing. Like, there was the VTuber that was canceled for allegedly doing weird grooming type shit. And like, I was in a video and I was talking about it, and I also alleged that he did that because close friends of mine told me, and I saw, you know, creepy conversations of him talking to kids and or talking about kids and
Okay, so you heard it from friends. Then I assume these friends shared these screenshots towards you. But I assume you didn't do your own research to take a look at the situation itself before you made a final conclusion?
you know, the liking little boys and stuff like that. Who knows if it's a joke, you know? And like I alleged it also because a friend told me, and I regret it because he you know, I don't know if it's true. He ended up coming back with some sort of response. I don't know, this guy Bungo Taiga, and I apologized to him privately that I even alleged something like that, and like because a friend told me, and I believed him.
That's the problem right there. That's the problem. This is one of the biggest problems I hate about the human world specifically, right? You guys have this weird echo chamber that you guys don't do your own due diligence research before, you know, decide to speak on the situation or the matter or so, right? You guys decide to like listen from other people's like other people that like, you know, you don't even know if it's true or not, you know? You don't really like, you don't do your own research and everything, you know, on the situation or the matter if all of the allegations are true against fucking, you know, Taiga. Because remember, right? There's always two sides to a story, you know? There's the victims and then there's the person who did the crime, right? You always gotta wait until you hear both sides of the story. Yeah, you know, I listen to both sides of the story and make my final conclusion on the situation, and that's pretty much it, you know? So that's very, I do have to say that is very irresponsible for you to do. I'm definitely gonna call Nux out on that. That is pretty irresponsible, you know? You're not a small YouTuber anymore where you can just have shits and giggles, you know? You're a pretty big, decent sized, you know, YouTuber slash VTuber. You shouldn't be trying to like kind of like, you know, misspread information, because then you throw out that information specifically and then everyone's gonna fucking take your word for it, you know, without them doing their own research as well. It's the same thing what you did. You heard it from your friend and you fucking believed it, but you didn't do your research to take a look at the situation or the matter to understand the full context of the picture. You only heard one side, you never heard the other side, you know? That's just really bad overall. You know, I gotta call him out specifically for that. I'm like, at least do your research. Hey man, I'm sometimes lazy too, but I'll still do the research for any situation of drama or anything of the matter, right? It's the same thing with Mr. Beast, right? The whole Mr. Beast situation, Dog Pack or Pack God or whatever the fuck, you know, he's making 3 videos on it. And apparently rumor has it that fucking Mr. Beast will talk about the situation once all 3 videos are out, you know? Talking about the allegations and the situation that's been happening, that's been unfolding the past couple of days. So I'm waiting until that comes out, you know? So yeah, like I said. Yeah, that too as well, you know? This is always the one thing that I always hated about your guys' world specifically. It's this weird echo chamber that just kind of exists naturally or so in your guys' ecosystem, where if you heard it from like only one side, right? And then that person tells a friend, and then that friend tells another friend, right? And then that believes into them, and they start hating that specific other person, even though the allegations are not true whatsoever, you know?
Muda put out a good
for me,
tweet
that's
last
tough.
night.
That's the hardest part of this whole thing.
The thing that has bothered a lot of people, including Taiga, is that even all this time later, way after the exoneration has been very well known publicly, he still uses terms like allegedly to describe what's going on with Taiga, and also he relies very much on the fact that he privately apologized to Taiga. It's like the get out of jail free card in this situation. However, hearing Taiga's reaction to this clip, it sounds like it's not enough for them. I don't think they're satisfied with a private apology, and one that doesn't even really sound that good to begin with.
This guy Bungo Taiga, and I apologized to him privately that.
Let me be clear. Let me check exactly what he said. If I do a sequel with Charlie, I was planning on it. I'll try to clear the record more publicly. I'll also do more research. Again, I don't know right now, however, I'll try to rectify any extra damage I caused and hope you can accept my apology. This was in December 22nd, 2022.
Oh, holy shit. Fuck, that was a long ass fucking time ago. Oh my god. And I assume he has not made the second part of the video whatsoever. ooh, 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 ooh. You know, you could have just done a commentary video or something at least, trying to, you know, you could have uploaded that, like, next or something. Like, it doesn't take that long for you to do, like, a small commentary video to clear up, you know, to clear up the situation, you know? Like, fuck, I can literally turn on the fucking, like, record, you know, on fucking Audacity, you know, or fucking Adobe Audition, you know, and just click record and just, hey, you know, I want to give an update or so on the situation of the Taiga, the whole allegations. It's not true or anything like that, blah, 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 blah. And then I would have done like a, I don't know, like a 10-minute or 5-minute commentary style video with gameplay in the background or something, you know? I would have done that, you know? I don't know, maybe that's just me. You know, it's not on schedule yet. Shut the fuck up. That's what I would have done personally, as someone who's like, who has a big channel, as someone who has a big channel, specifically Nux, or so. If I would have had a big channel and this was, and I did this, and I didn't know about the full situation or context, well, to be honest, number one specifically, right? I wouldn't talk about the situation at all if I didn't know about it, okay? Like, if I didn't know about the drama or any of that situation whatsoever, I'm not gonna bring it in, you know? Because this is like, oh, okay, I'm still waiting for, like, you know, there is an allegation or so. Or I'll just probably, like, mention it's like, there is a VTuber, I wouldn't name the VTuber, right? There's like, there is a VTuber and you know, allegation or so where something about, like, you know, they want him exiled from the VTuber community. Apparently people are calling him as a groomer, but these are all allegations. We don't know if it's true or not. We're still waiting on a response or so. And apparently there's some private investigation going on, and then that's pretty much it. Like, I wouldn't call out which VTuber it would be, you know. I keep that pretty much hush hush, you know, pretty like silent, pretty stale bread, you know, without any of the sauce or the marinated shit, you know, or the seasoning, you know. And that's pretty much about it. And then I would just move on to the next subject immediately, you know. And that's pretty much it. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me, you know. I wouldn't bring up somebody's name or so if there's not enough information out there about the drama.
2022. He said he was gonna make a sequel video with Moist Critical. Video never came.
Now, I want to speak briefly about my own experience dealing with Nux Taku. So about 2 years ago, I made a video covering some very hypocritical statements made by him, where he made this response video shortly after, and you can see the thumbnail. I mean, he's just throwing around these slanderous things left and right, and when, you know, confronted on this whole thing, he basically...
I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. If Nux Taku actually, I don't know if he's just playing it for the camera or so. I assume this dude is an anime fan, okay? Okay, this guy is an anime fan, okay? Let's be fucking honest here, okay? If he's an anime fan, right? You're in the anime scene, right? The anime community specifically. Lolly stuff has been a thing before you even decided to watch, you know, anime. You know? That shit has been in there for quite a long time. And to be honest, for you to be calling people, you know, people who are just lolly enjoyers or lolicon enjoyers as pedophiles, you know, I'm like, there's definitely seriously something wrong with you, you know, at the end of the day. I'll be straight up honest with you. There's definitely something wrong with you mentally or so. If you're like connecting a 2D anime image with a real life child, you know. Like, he has obviously based his shit off Bleach, and that is already full of sus shit. What? Eh?
He said because I paraphrased some of the things he was saying in my thumbnail, he had full range to do whatever he wanted in his thumbnail, including saying slanderous things like this that have been used to harass me. But on top of that, this video was about his hypocrisy. So there was many different statements I collected of him saying disparaging things about people who enjoy lolly content, where I countered by saying, you have lolicon in your thumbnails and you've used it as a parts of your content. This makes you a hypocrite. In fact, he wouldn't really address this in his response video, but instead would secretly go behind the scenes and start changing all of his old thumbnails.
Caught in 4K. What does he decide to do? He decides to go change the thumbnails of his old videos. I wouldn't be surprised if it is from Bleach, to be honest, because it literally looks like the Bleach mask, so it really does. Interesting. So he changed the one on the right to the one on the left. That's very interesting. Very interesting indeed.
But instead would secretly go behind the scenes and start changing all of his old thumbnails. But that video itself was an absolute disaster. I mean, I never made an official response to it because I didn't really feel like I needed to, but I want to bring it up now because I think there's several quotes from Nux that really relates to the Taiga situation. You can see the video itself. It is probably his most disliked video on any of his channels, but it was off to a terrible start when he began by saying he uploaded this on his alt channel, not his main channel, because
you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. People who upload on their alt channel, I'm gonna call them this. They're probably the biggest vaginas I've ever heard in my entire life, to be honest.
Because if he did on his main channel, I likely would have been deplatformed.
If I make a video roasting this dude on my main channel, YouTube will literally deplatform him. Like, YouTube actually watches my stuff, especially ever since I've been on the Some Ordinary podcast. YouTube has really been paying attention to like what we've been saying, and I'll be honest, if I would make a video on him on the main channel, I do think he'd get taken down for either bullying or the whole weird pedo stuff. Like one or
Wow. Just because YouTube looks at you, you think they're gonna be, you think they're gonna strike someone's channel down just because they have an opinion on you, calling your BS out? I ain't gonna lie, that's some pretty wild, that is very fucking wild, egotistical thing I've ever heard in my entire life, to be honest.
one or the other, I do think so. Which is, and I don't want to be that guy that, you know, a video gets made on me, I make a video on him back, and then YouTube takes him down. So I didn't want to even touch that.
Oh, I don't want to make a video on him to get his channel taken down, you know. I wanted to be the better person. I didn't want to do it or so. Really? What channel did they actually take down for that specifically? Fill me in on the information on that.
Yeah, obviously that wasn't a very good start and a very egotistical statement, to say the least. But going on from there, he would not really address any of the points in my video. He largely focused on insulting me and also shadowboxing points that I never raised, and also bringing in random third-party VTubers who had nothing to do with my video. He also went out of his way to drag my wife into the situation, who
that is a big, massive fucking L, to be honest. You do not drag anyone's fucking relationship in the conversation that you're having with someone else, because you want to know something? This gives me the same situation when fucking Enviosity brought fucking Tectone's relationship into the conversation that literally has nothing to do with the situation whatsoever, you know? Like his past relationship with what's her face, you know? It's the same situation. And you know who does those kinds of things? It's a person who is a coward. Completely a coward. They're the most biggest vaginas ever to bring someone else outside of the conversation that has nothing to do with the conversation. It only has to do with you and the one other person specifically and the points that you're talking about. And you're deciding to bring someone else's relationship into this conversation that literally had nothing to do with it. Yeah, that is a very super low blow, like 100%.
Who had literally nothing to do with the situation, but he made a completely baseless accusation that she was going around asking various VTubers for dirt on Nux that I could use in my video.
And then also, talking about bad faith, this dude went around and his wife, they were asking VTubers that are friends of mine for dirt on me. They were literally asking VTubers for dirt on me privately, which is like, wow, this dude literally just wanted to make a video to try and take me down, which is hilarious.
Dude, what is wrong with you, dude? Like honestly, bro, like what is wrong with you? Dude, that's so weird, bro. You think they're gonna have time to go ask every one of your VTuber friends to get dirt on you? You think someone's gonna actually get out of their way to actually do that? Like, especially Rev. Out of all people, Rev and Rev's wife. You think they're gonna go out of their way, out of their time of their day, to go message your VTuber friends that you associate with to get dirt on you? That's just crazy in my personal opinion.
Because he should have known from past exploits that I'm not gonna get canceled, let alone by the lolly community. So it's pretty scum. It's pretty scum.
Now, ironically, Nux is currently dealing with his own set of allegations being made against him. So in the wake of the Chris Tyson situation, a lot of people are going on a witch hunt involving Shadman, where they're looking for anyone who's ever had interactions with Shadman, and they're now accusing them of all kinds of things, including being a predator and also being friends with a predator at the very...
That's stupid. It seems Nux Taku had multiple private conversations with Shadman throughout 2021. Curious. Shadman DM'd me weird shit out of the blue, and I made fun of him for it many times in videos and on podcasts, as seen in the clips. I've never commissioned / promoted / been friends with him. I've never hidden that fact. Framing this as a relationship is a very disingenuous. Oh, it's disingenuous when it's your own image, right? You know, you don't want your own brand to be damaged.
Very least. And Nux is one of those people who has had some private and public interactions with Shadman, including interactions like this where he asked Shadman to collab, where people are trying to accuse him of things based on that. And I think
let me see. People saying I'm a liar because of these tweets. Aside from not knowing about the extent of his ship of something, then I'd collab with all sorts of scum. Most of my collabs are trolling, and I was gonna grill him. I'd interview EDP. I've never commissioned / promoted. I'll probably talk about this in more depth on stream when I'm back from vacation, and giving up trying to make sense on this app. Lamau, Jesus could come back to life, and he'd get canceled for taking too long.
a lot of these accusations coming out of the Shadman situation involving people he had brief interactions with are over the top, but Nux claims this collab he was asking for was actually to confront him on his various illegal activity, among other things. And
The vacation card, yeah, they're all on vacation, chat. Every single one of these people are on vacation, you know.
about this because Nux is going to stream. He's currently on vacation, and when he comes back, he sounds like he's going to address what's going on here, which seems a very fitting time to address what's going on with Taiga, because he is facing false allegations, And why not address those while also addressing the false allegations against Taiga, and also try to help signal boost the situation involving the various platforms he has been banned on. But let's not get too lost in the sauce here. Let's go back to Taiga, who has been removed from multiple platforms at this point, 2 out of their 3 biggest platforms. And people are looking around and trying to figure out who did this. And of course, we had this mention earlier of various stalkers, and some of them have claimed responsibility for this. But based on the number of people who have harassed Taiga over the years, it could be the responsibility of the stalkers, it could be the responsibility of the harassers, it could be a mix of those things. But at the end of the day, the conclusion is still the same. Taiga has been removed from these platforms and it needs to be fixed.
Dude, that's crazy that he got deplatformed, to be honest. Like I said, I mean, personally, like, I don't really approve deplatforming, right? You know, especially like in this kind of situation, right? You know, in the very rare occurrences that a person should be deplatformed, you guys know exactly why they should be deplatformed. I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna go in depth to say, oh, you know, okay, you know, someone asked me the question, oh, then how, what should be the rules or so for them to get deplatformed? Don't play stupid with me, okay? All right, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly why they should be deplatformed. There's certain situations and certain things that should be considered as being deplatformed. Okay, don't you start playing a merry-go-round with me, okay? All right, because I know there's some of those people who play like that, which is the most dumbest things I've ever seen in my entire life, and I'm gonna call you stupid for asking a stupid question. You know, you ask me a stupid question, I'm gonna respond to you in a very stupid answer. Okay, all right. It's PvP Twitter doesn't help with making it way too easy to deplatform people. That's very true. That's actually very true. Like I said, I don't really approve deplatforming personally. I think they should bring back Taiga, in my personal opinion. He did nothing wrong, you know? And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just bring him back. He literally didn't do anything wrong, so. Bro, if you can literally have, you know, literally women breastfeeding, you can literally have a woman literally getting water sprayed on them and fucking wearing a white t-shirt where you can literally see her fucking nips in the fucking white t-shirt. I'm like, bro, Taiga is like nowhere near in that category when it comes to sexual content. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that's probably far more worse than what Taiga ever does, you know? But that's just my opinion, you know?
In fact, the only remaining large platform Taiga has left is their Twitch channel, which is also being threatened by these stalkers who are basically asking for Taiga to pay attention to certain things or pay attention to them.
You have 13 hours and 55 minutes left to respond. Taiga must react to a Jaco YouTube video. For example, the first minutes of my video, Evolution of Jaco's Legendary Groove. I am a jazz expert and that's why I am here. My favorite hobby is seeing people have fun being shocked by the bass of doom. I know Taiga is at music festival, but you must give me your word in the meantime. If you don't respond tonight, I will begin reporting the Twitch channel. My video is crafted to be extremely groovy, and I don't think Taiga looked at Jaco yet. But nothing matters. Twitch doesn't look at reports anyways. Okay, fine, Taiga. Can't just play the Israel 1995 Gary Willis bass solo. Promise you will ask, otherwise I will finally start a report on Twitch, on the Twitch channel. What the fuck? What is wrong with you? Like, honestly, to be honest, what the fuck is wrong with you? I've never seen so much, like, so far as of today, I've never seen so much retardation in my entire life, to be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you, these people are stupid. These people are mentally ill. They are stupid as hell for them to be reporting this dude on on nothing, like literally nothing. That's literally a waste of time of Twitch's staff members for you to be trying to report this dude. Honestly, it's just literally just a waste of time. It's just, why? You're wasting your energy. You're wasting your energy on this so badly.
Or they were going to mass flag the Twitch account, which is still up as we're talking. But I think a lot of this has to do with these stalkers wanting attention. And again, I raise all these things to get YouTube and also Twitter involved, hopefully, to reset the false reports here. And on top of that, I want to give some hope. As hopeless as it might seem, there's other situations going on with false reporting that have been resolved. So I talked about this on a different video recently where a Shy Lily clip channel named Pierre was banned for impersonation. And of course, Shy Lily came forward to say they had full permission to use her clips for their content, and they would have to come back multiple times. This happened over the course of 3 weeks before there was a resolution where Shy Lily was persistently asking YouTube to fix the situation, where finally, only a couple days ago, the channel was reinstated and that was solved. Now, I know Taiga's situation is very upsetting and they've been sharing various messages. People have screenshotted their Discord, among other things, and obviously Taiga's not in a good place, and that's...
Hey, I'm back. I'm back home now. I feel completely awful just trying to stay afloat. I need a bit more time before I can talk properly with you guys. I just feel so completely worthless and isolated. I don't know what to do. I don't want to wake up. I wish I could just stop existing. Every time I see the people who did this to me living their lives as if nothing happened, I get sick to my stomach. I'm tired of being angry, but whenever I repress that I become insanely depressed and my anxiety spikes. TLDR, I don't know how to cope with being deplatformed like this. Please don't forget about me. Thank you for standing up for me. I don't want to let you down. Something. Don't know what the I'm supposed to do next anymore. Jesus Christ. Hey, Monkey.
One of the reasons why I want to make this video, to give some moral support if I can't fix anything else. I mean, at the end of the day, it is hard to get responses out of YouTube and Twitter, and if anyone in the audience has some sort of a connection, I would definitely encourage you to help out Taiga in the situation and bring awareness. But right now, that's really the best we can do, is not only establish what's going on with Taiga, but also address some of the continued misinformation surrounding Taiga and the false allegations that people are still sharing and relying on. And people in this situation too, a lot of the harassers, they're celebrating these platforms being taken away, and they're continuing to share the false allegations against Taiga, and it's unfortunate. So I would like to set the record straight on everything and let you guys know what's going on with this situation and the kind of misinformation that has surrounded it. But for now, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed.
That's crazy in my personal opinion, to be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. Taiga should get his Twitter account back. He should get his YouTube channel back as well. He should not be deplatformed whatsoever. And also this Kraken VTuber mommy or so. This woman needs to get a life and get off fucking Twitter, to be honest. Because like, you were pressuring your friends or so, trying to like, you know, your friends didn't really care about the situation, and most of them don't know like the subject to even voice their own opinion, but you kept fucking pushing it on them, which is the most weirdest thing. That's like the weirdest behavior for you to have, and you call yourself a mommy VTuber. That's pretty shameful in my personal opinion. To be honest, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never put anyone like that specifically, you know. So Legal Mindset also made a brief talk about Taiga's situation. Oh yeah, you can tell me right here, right now. So, but yeah, no, nonetheless, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is weird. This shouldn't be a thing whatsoever for him to be deplatformed. Not at all, to be honest. This guy should not be deplatformed whatsoever. Whatever, you know, he did not do anything wrong, and also all the allegations has been debunked. So, but the problem is, unfortunately, you know, Nux Taku decided to put more, you know, talked about the situation specifically in Parlor and add more fuel to the fire, of course, because he doesn't know the entire situation itself. So it kind of made everything a little bit worse. Of course, he tried to apologize in that situation. He said he was going to make a follow-up video, but he never did, which is even 10 times worse, to be honest. Also having that specific mindset of him like, oh, if I make a video or so on my main channel, it'll probably shut down his YouTube channel. I'm gonna be honest with you, that's a pretty very egotistical mindset to have. Take care, take care. Yeah, they literally like it's this weird echo chamber that you guys have in this world, to be honest. You listen to one of your friends talk about the situation, even though you should probably do your own research on the situation. It just kind of just tells me that like humans are just lazy, you know. They really are lazy. They don't want to do their own research and they just only hear it from people instead of go read an article from it or go directly read it. You know, most of the times when I see Google documents or so, when stuff come out, they're kind of like, oh, it's too long, I don't want to read this. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's crazy in my personal opinion. TLDR, stalker sucks, no one can help unless you in a VTuber agency. Yeah, at the end of the day, this is weird. I'll be honest with you, this is just weird. He should get his stuff back, to be honest, because this guy hasn't done anything wrong whatsoever. So, damn, what a time and day, you know, you guys live or so, where people just get deplatformed for no apparent reason whatsoever, you know. But yeah, anyways, that's the situation I wanted to talk about, and that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, you know, do all that fancy jazzy stuff, and amen. Bring back Taiga, you know. He didn't do nothing wrong. And peace.